Well, good afternoon and welcome to our Trade Intelligence Hub. Just going to do a short video clip, really, just to show you what we're seeing in our Intelligence Hub, just as a short video, just to give you some ideas of kind of what we're producing. We've been looking at logistics and just to see how logistics are working and everything around there. We just looked at with our hub and how it's working and how it's working in our hub with all our data we're putting in there and find out. And we was looking at freight rates this week. And container prices, we're looking at this, it's softened slightly this week, but the critical insight for exports that remains structurally elevated compared to early December. So we're seeing Drewry here 24445, containers 40-foot Caesar, looking at Freightos around 2502. We're seeing a wicked decline about 4%. So we're starting to see that in our data, which we're checking every day. We're looking at the data. And when the Intelligence Hub goes live, you'll be able to see this data in the logistics. There'll be 9 different hubs in there, and you'll be able to play around and look at this. What we're seeing is the rates have certainly eased a little bit. It's normalized, but we're seeing a lot of friction within trade. So we're seeing lots of news on geopolitical issues. So that could, again, have an effect. So it's just to keep an eye out on what's happening in the marketplace. Capacity control, blank sailings carries managing supply to support pricing. The market isn't simply responding to natural demand, carriers are actively removing capacity. So we're seeing blank sailings scheduled over the next 5 weeks. We're seeing capacity removed, and we're seeing a bit of a pricing defence. Rates held up despite softening demand signals. So what we're saying is for shippers, this capacity disciplines translates directly into operational challenges. So this is where, in supply chain, these are some key areas because logistics, costs really fluctuate with situations. And when we're looking at geopolitical situations with obviously the US, we're seeing China, we've seen India this week. If you've looked at the newsletters, which we produce every day, and we also show it on YouTube, we're seeing India having a new export policy, EU looking at the policy, UK dragging the heels a little bit. We're not quite sure what the UK plans are. Been nice to see some plans. It's there somewhere. It's just never, ever released. We don't seem to see international traders out forefront. We have to be very much ahead so we can help you as businesses and SMEs to really start to thrive and be ahead of the game. So there's some key things when we look at logistics. Does this matter to UK traders? Yeah, of course. Budget with variance bands. So again, them single rates forecasting and base rates with variance models between 8 and 12%. Again, start looking at that. We'll start to see that flattening, or don't forget Chinese New Year coming. So that has a huge effect. Obviously, when China closes down for only for a week or a few weeks, as you know, with the New Year, even though we know about it and even though everybody knows about it, the pressure you put on the freight forwarders on the container lines then to start getting freight in before everything starts to happen is really difficult. So it's all about planning. You need to plan you're in Europe, you need to plan the holidays around the August time when things start to close down and the frequency isn't quite there. And it's the same with containers. There'll be peaks and troughs. There'll be challenges at ports, and we're going to start really analysing ports around the world to see where the challenges are. So at least then when you're exporting and you're looking inside the Intelligence Hub, you can start to pinpoint that, that's going to be delayed by up to 2 weeks. We can see that. We can see the data all in one hub. We need to start planning. We need to start speaking to the customer. So it's all about keeping ahead. Our signs, which you can see there, is with the blue and the brown that hasn't quite worked. You know me, everything's raw. I don't plan anything. I don't look at slides and then plan everything. I know I'm doing the Intelligence Hub every day. I'm looking at things. So, I just have this for you. But again, protection through planning. We got the information. We always get the sources. So we always look at the sources. We don't make this up. We search the sources. So we thought we'd do a little bit on logistics today. And hopefully you've enjoyed that, just giving an insight. And we'll start to do more shorts as we go along. So again, thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. And hopefully we'll see you inside our YouTube channel. Please come and join us.